I'm Dr. DeFranco.
Hello, I'm Dr. Nicoli.
I'm Dr. DeBartolo, and today me and my fellow scientists will be conducting an experiment.
A very serious and possibly a dangerous experiment.
The overall question we are trying to answer in this experiment is, how does a negative environment affect one's morals and behavior?
To conduct this study, we will be using 3 different individuals in separate trials.
Each individual's behaviors will be studied for 3 weeks as they are in an environment comfortable to them, one they are normally in and one they enjoy.
Then, the same individual will be moved into a new, more negative environment. They will then be studied over 3 weeks as how their behaviors and morals change when being in an uncomfortable environment.
These results will then be compared to other evidence, and we will see if our experiment has produced accurate results.
Now, with all the background being said, let's get into this experiment. Okay, so as you can see, switching the environments caused many changes in our test subject.
This is due to the fact that the environment influences the behavior of people along with their moods.
When we moved test subject 1 to a new environment, she did not know how to act, and that is what triggered the high mood swings and bad behaviors.
Also, because the environment cues and what you're surrounded by can trigger certain thoughts, causing individuals to behave in certain ways.
Test subject 1 noticed she had nothing of interest surrounding her. She felt no comfort in her surroundings, and after a week that began to drive her mad. She needed to have surroundings that made her comfortable.
It is known that many times when someone has experienced a behavior change or personality change, their first reaction tends to be harm either to themselves or another person.
We saw those exact results with our test subject number 1. As she was punching walls, it came to be that she was only harming herself.
Throwing things out of the closet and around the room was almost as though she was looking for all her stuff that made her comfortable, but she had none of it there, which really angered her.
Now we are going to try 2 separate environments for our second test subject. So let's go and see how this one changes with the new negative environment.
Whoa, where did you come from? I thought I was alone!
I've always been here, in your mind, and I'm never leaving.
What? Where's my food? Where's all my stuff?
All you need is me.
Stuffed animals aren't real.
Yes, they are, but bye for now. I must go.
What? Where'd he go? What's happening?
So, our trial 2 in this experiment is now complete, and we saw some reoccurring behaviors, but also some new ones when the environment for our subject switched.
When in an environment, individuals looked among other people or objects to determine how they should act. It facilitates their decisions, and so, because our subject was alone and the only objects were knives, it caused the dangerous behavior.
That is what triggered her to become harmful towards herself. This also did go along with her punching everything because of how her mood switched and caused her to be angry.
These behaviors were seen in the first experiment because it is atypical for mood swings and behavior changes when an individual no longer feels comfortable. But also there was a new result with this test subject, and that was hallucinations.
The hallucination was seen when test subject 2 began to interact with the stuffed animal. She believed that it was real, though through all her confusion and because it appeared to look as though it was right in front of her.
She started to have full interaction with the stuffed animal, which was really just her confusion and hallucination. This is a very typical thing that happens when somebody feels uncomfortable or is in an area that is unfamiliar.
Because of the behavior changes that come from a switch like that, the individual is proud to those effects.
An environment can facilitate interactions among people, so that is also a leading factor to why she began communicating with the non-real object.
So, as a summary to our test subject, when a change in environment occurred, but there was also new elements such as confusion and hallucinations, which are very extreme results. But now it is time to test our third and final test subject.
That was our last test subject concluding this experiment.
With this final test subject, we saw many similar actions to the first two trials, such as the throwing of rocks and the actions that showed her mood had changed. She was much more angry and confused, which we had seen before.
This was the first experiment that crying was shown. The main source for this crying is because all humans look for safety and security in their environment. When she woke up in the woods without either of those things, it really upset our test subject, and that is what caused her to cry very hard.
Our test subject was also very delusional when placed into the woods. After an interview with her, it was revealed that she believed the tree looked like a person. Mixed up with her confusion, she really believed the tree was out to get her. Because of this, she began fighting it.
Her misinterpretation led her to make these choices which truly could have harmed herself.
This is all very common to see with behavior changes from such a dramatic switch. The majority of this behavior was caused from the lack of security our subject felt, and because of her uncomfortableness.
It caused her to not know what to do because nothing around her was familiar. Her reaction started calmly by just throwing rocks from anger, but soon started to accelerate.
So that is our conclusion to the experiment, which really made us answer our tested question.
If you can't remember, we were trying to answer how does a negative environment affect one's morals and behaviors. And to conclude, the audience and us can see that there are many behavioral and moral effects that a negative environment has on an individual. We discussed all of them throughout our trial summary.
Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned to our next experiment.